We have some very interesting things to talk about as far as Weld County is concerned. This market has been incredible, and its proximity to the growth of Denver Metro and Boulder and Longmont and everything else is really fueling this fire, and it's making a very, very strong market for Weld County. Now, if you look, Weld County's active inventory is down 45%, and that's going to continue to perpetuate into 2021, where we definitely will see an increase in inventory coming in the spring. It won't be nearly as large as what we really need in order for that to take place. So expect double-digit appreciation in Weld County. We were looking at 15% year over year from January last year to January this year. There's definitely more luxury behavior and more activity towards the Denver side of Weld County. Keep in mind, it's the largest county in Colorado, so this spans Greeley to Frederick, Firestone, Dacono, all the way out east. So there's a lot to be said here, and this might be a little bit reading into the data too much, but there's a lot going on in Weld County, and there's a ton of buyer demand. More and more, all we hear is people moving out to Weld County because it's more affordable and its proximity to everything. It just seems to be getting closer and closer, even though it's definitely not moving, right? Now, if we look at average sales prices at a 14.48% increase year over year is probably very accurate. Now, there are a lot of sales that take place in Weld County, and it is getting much more expensive than it was before. If you look at back to 2017, like this graph shows, you can see that we were at about 300,000 as our average, and now we're at 450. You are at just a huge increase in the matter of a couple of years. That shouldn't surprise anyone. If you live in Weld County, you could have made $56,000 on your home if you're around the average. And that's definitely going to continue into 2021. That need for more home and more space is a very real thing during the pandemic, and we're seeing that in people's buying behavior. Absolutely. It's why everyone's moving real estate so much this last year. Now you can see here with 351 sales coming into January of 2021, we're at about a 7% increase year over year. That number is going to continue to stay high and strong as long as there is inventory to support it. That's everyone's biggest concern this year, is that all of these marketplaces, especially Weld County, are going to run out of homes for sale at some point, right? People will definitely have to move, and you'll see some homes being sold, but we can't keep up with the demand just by building our way out of it, even though we are sure trying our darndest in Weld County. Now, if we look at the month supply of inventory, this should give you a good indication of how much things have changed over the last year. Buyer demand is so high, it's really driving those numbers way down. We're at basically half of what we were a year ago, 0.8 months of inventory, which a balanced market is that 4 to 6 month range. So that's creating a few problems for purchasers, but also that record appreciation that we're seeing there at that almost 15% level. Days on market is a good measure of buyer demand, and usually January is the month with the highest days on market. So if homes were sitting on the market a little bit in January, they will definitely not be sitting on the market February and into the spring. So this is where I would expect this to shift down, just like you've seen over the course of this chart here. Every January is the peak, and we will see a huge drop all the way through that May-June timeframe. Thank you so much for joining me on the Weld County Market Update. I'm Anthony Meisner, and look forward to seeing you next time.